Assalamualaikum and very good day to all my four progressive students. Today in this video I will explain to you about the sign process skills that I ask you to copy in your notebook. Okay, we have 12 science process skills. Okay, the first skill is observing. Okay, a process of collecting information using one or more senses. Okay, we know that we have 5 senses. We have sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell senses. Okay, from these senses we can observe, for example, sight. We can observe the color, the size, the shape of an object. For touch, we can observe the texture, the temperature, the pressure of an object. Okay, this method, by using our senses, is what we call a qualitative type of observing. Qualitative comes from quality. Okay, quality. So quality is, for example, in that table, the smell, the taste, the touch, the sight. Okay. Another method is the quantitative type of observing. Quantitative comes from quantity. Quantity meaning things that we can measure. Okay, we can count. So for quantitative, usually we use tools. Okay, for example, in the table, 2 kilogram of object, we use weighing machine. 70 cm of an object, we use measuring tape. Okay, that is all observation using quantitative type. Okay, the secondly, classifying. Okay, classifying, obviously it comes from the words class. Okay, grouping something. Okay, so process of observing the similarities. What is the same of that group of object? What is the difference? By that similarities and the differences, we group them together. Okay, for example, in our class, we can group all the pupils by their gender. Okay, boys and girls, we have 2 groups. We also can classify based on physical appearance. Maybe some of you have glasses, some have not. So we can classify you into 2 groups: the student who wear glasses and the student who do not wear glasses. Okay, that is classifying. The third skills is measuring and using number. As you know, science and mathematics is, of course, must using numbers, and then we must measure. Okay, we want to know how much. Okay, the process of using numbers to record measurement involve the use of standard tools and standard units. Okay, the precise data, we must use standard tools such as the ruler, weighing machine, thermometer. Okay, and the standard units: centimeter for length, kilogram for mass, Celsius for temperature. Okay, now that is an example of measuring and using numbers. We measure the height of a boy from the age of 1 until 20 years old. As we can see, his height increases from 75 cm until 162 cm when he's reaching 20 years old. Okay, the standard tools that we can use for measuring the height is ruler, for example. Okay, the next skill is making inference. Inference, the simplest word to describe it is reason. Okay, reason, give reason. Okay, a process of making initial conclusion. Maybe the words is too hard or too bombastic for some of you, but the simplest explanation is reason. Why that phenomenon happen? Okay, usually we make inference by our observation and by our past experience and knowledge. Okay, so on the diagram there, you can see the first day, the plant is healthily live, and then at the fourth day, the plant wilt, layu. Okay, wilted on the fourth day. So what is our inference? Okay, what the reason why the plants wilted? The plant wilted due to the lack of water, kekurangan air. Okay, another example is if we see flag, okay, bendera flag flying from our window. Okay, the flag is at the pole, dekat tiang dia, and then we can see that the flag is flying. So we can make inference. Okay, the inference is most likely outside the weather is windy. Cuaca berangin kuat. Okay, that is making inference skill. Give reasonable reason, logic reason. Okay, next, predicting. Okay, predicting, process of making guess what happened based on our observation and prior knowledge, previous knowledge. Okay, from our experience. Okay, we guess what will happen. The guess must be logic, obviously. See now, Shukri eats a lot of sweets every day. So what can we predict? So our prediction is his teeth will decay. As we know that a lot of sugar can corrode our teeth. How we know? We learn it before this. We can see it from our experience that people who ate a lot of sweets will have rotten teeth, for example. Okay, communicating. The next skill is communicating. Simple. You have used these skills from standard 1. Okay, a skill of delivering and presenting ideas or data in various forms. Okay, we can give or share ideas or data by talking, by writing, by drawing, by give table, give information in charts, in graph, and so on. Okay, our seventh skills is using space and time relationship. Okay, anything that change according to time is what we call using space and time relationship. For example, this ice cream, it changed its shape. Okay, it changed its temperature according to time. So this is what we call using space and time relationship. Anything that change as time goes on is using space and time relationship. Okay. Our next skills is interpreting data. You can see from the diagram there. We have a few types of data. We have pie chart, we have bar chart, we have graph, we have diagram. From this kind of data, we need to interpret. We need to know the information. What information can we get from the chart, the graph, the diagram? So from that, we can collect the data, the information, so we can use it to give explanation. Okay, for example, at the bar chart there, the bar chart, we know that the green is the highest and the brown is the lowest. Maybe the green is something good and the brown is something that less intention to us. So from there we can interpret that anything that below the green section have the highest numbers. That is what we call interpreting data. Okay, next. Later on, we need to do experiment or activities. After that, you can understand what is the meaning of defining operationally. Okay. If you just listen to my explanation without doing any experiment, it will be quite hard to understand. And of course, we are in science. We need to do experiment to understand more. Okay, and I hope that this pandemic ends quickly so that we can do a lot of science activities and experiments. You can learn a lot of information in science. Okay, let us pray together for this pandemic to end soon. Okay, defining is a term or meaning for something. Operationally is the responding variable. Okay, if you have copied the note, you should know that the responding variable is something that we observe, that we see what happened at the end of an experiment. Okay, what we observe there. So, okay, we look for the example. A. What is the operational definition for water absorbing material? If we do the water absorbing experiment, okay, eksperimen untuk melihat objek menyerap air. So what is the defining operationally for that experiment? The operational definition is which object make the volume of water remaining in the beaker the most or the less. Mana satu yang bila kita letak dalam air, dia air yang tinggal tu paling banyak atau paling sikit. That is the defining operationally. Okay, so example C. What is the defining operationally for green bean growth? Pertumbuhan kacang hijau. So, the defining operationally is the number of leaf and height after a week. Tengok berapa banyak daun, berapa banyak ketinggian yang bertambah selepas seminggu. Okay, maybe this skills a bit confusing. It's okay. You are just standard 4. As before this, using space and time relationship. But you are in standard 6, you will get more understanding about this. Okay, don't worry. the most important thing, the skills of controlling variables. In every experiment, we need to know these 3 types of variables. Okay, we have the manipulated, the responding, and the constant. The manipulated variable is the variable that we do something to it. We change it. Okay. For example, if we have a plant and we want to see the condition of the plant after a week, if we did not give any water, kita tak siram air kat pokok tu, okay, kita nak tengok lepas minggu apa yang berlaku. So the manipulated variable is the water. Why? Because the water that we change, we don't give water to the plant. Okay, what is the responding variable? The responding variable is the condition of the plant after a week. Apa keadaan pokok tu lepas seminggu? The constant variable, yang benda yang kita tak ubah, the same. Okay, the constant variable, the thing that the same in the experiment. There will be, sometimes it will be a lot of CV. The type of plant, the situation of plant, maknanya letak kat mana, kat luar ke, kat dalam rumah ke, kat tempat beratap ke. The sunlight, kita tadi nak check pasal bagi air dia boleh hidup tak. So kita tak kacau pasal sunlight. So sunlight dia sama je lepas dalam masa seminggu tu, in those 1 week, from day 1 to day 7, we put it outside, so the plant will get the same amount of sunlight every day. The same. So bila same je, dia adalah constant variable. Okay. Number 2, the variable that altered, that change. Kan kita ubah, so it is MV, manipulated variable. The variable that we observe is the RV, and the variable that maintain is the CV. Okay, if you can understand this skill, insyaAllah other skills will be quite easy for you. Okay, and don't worry, I will teach you how to tackle or how to know these 3 variables in every activity. Okay, making hypothesis. Okay, simple hypothesis is a relationship of MV and RV. Okay, the relationship of manipulated variable and responding variable. Okay, number 2, the relationship. So when we want to answer, simple. First, we need to get all the information, the MV and the RV and the CV, and then we can answer the question using this formula. Simple. Okay, the first sentence we can use if or when MV comma, so RV tempat kosong. So in this empty spaces, we can put increasing, decreasing, becomes more, becomes less, and so on. But we need to know the MV and RV first. Okay, simple. And lastly, all those 11 skills, we combine it together and it will become the last skills, and that is experimenting. Because all those 11 skills are actually we use during activities and experiment. So when we combine it, it will be experimenting skills. Okay, we have there making hypotheses, control the variables, we can collect data, collect and interpret data, and so on. Okay, so I hope you can understand a bit about SPS, and this SPS will be used throughout your standard 4 until standard 6. Okay, I hope you understand and you can answer a few of my question in the worksheet that I will give you later. Okay, that's all for now. Until the next video, see you again. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.